Hey guys, I'm back again. I wanted to do a little tutorial and review on the Urban Decay All Nighter Foundation. I had posted a video back in December using it, and it was the first time that I had ever really used the foundation, and I did not care for it that much. Like, I couldn't figure out, like, it's supposed to be full coverage and it's supposed to cover all this stuff up, but it was like not working for me. And I have a lot of hyperpigmentation, not like super bad, but I do have a lot of stuff going on in my face. So, and then I had seen a lot of girls coming into like the different stores that I was in at the time that were wearing it, and the one thing that I saw that irked me the most was how thick it was and how much they put on. So I was kind of confused. I was like I even tried to like add more, like build it up, and it still wasn't working with me. So one day I decided to ask somebody from Urban Decay, how do you apply this foundation, because it's not working for me? And she told me to use a brush, and in the video I was using a beauty blender. So today I'm going to be using a brush. I've used it one more time since I had talked to the girl that worked for Urban, and it seemed to work a lot better. Today I'm still getting used to the foundation and trying to come up with ways to make it work. Definitely worked for me today. It's not a foundation that you need to wear powder with if you're very dry or probably even normal. I'd say only powder areas of your face where you get really oily. Like if you know you get really oily throughout the day, just powder those places only, or I'd say even just throw in a little setting powder into your bag and kind of powder throughout the day. But this foundation does not need very much at all to go on top of it. It's matte, so if you think about it, powder is going to mattify anything, and you don't want to mattify anything more than it needs to be, especially if it's a foundation that's a matte foundation. It is very full coverage. I only did just a light layer of it. I want to say like on each side I did maybe about 1 to 2 pumps, not full pumps, but just little pumps of it, and it seemed to like really cover everything up. The foundation does dry very fast, so you want to make sure that you're working with it fast. So don't, like I spot mine on and then I blend it out. Don't spot it on and then start texting on your phone or something. If you spot it on, do it right away. Even if you put it on your brush, make sure that you're applying it right away and blending it into the skin. I did use concealer in the under eyes and the nose and forehead just to highlight, but I was very careful with that. Once this foundation sets in, you don't want to be buffing stuff out onto the skin. I just lightly patted everything out with a brush for the concealer, and I just put a very light layer of powder on the concealed areas. Very light. For my contour, blush, and illuminator, I just kind of patted them on. Didn't do any liquids or creams, only powders. So if you think about it, a powder on top of a powder is going to blend better than a cream or liquid on top of a powder. So that's kind of how I thought about it. Unless those products are specified to be used on powder products, because there are some creams and liquids that you can use on top of powder. But in this case, I probably wouldn't do any creams on top of the foundation, at least for me. It might work for somebody else, but for me, I only use powder products on top. I actually like the consistency of the foundation because it didn't take a lot to get a full coverage. And now that I know how to put it on, I actually like the way it looks. I like the way it looks on camera. I like the way it looks on video, in person. I don't feel like it looks crazy or intense or anything like that. It feels just like my other foundations too. Yeah, but other than that, I like the foundation. I'm definitely glad I know how to put it on now, and I definitely will not be using a beauty blender with it again. So yeah, I'm gonna jump into the tutorial, that way you guys can see for yourselves how I put it on and how I put everything else on. So when I do my makeup on myself, I always start off with my eyes first, and then I jump to my face, and then I go back to my eyes. So that's where I'm at right now, is I'm going to start in on the face makeup. I'm going to use the Luxie 532 round top blender brush. And this one's like a big fluffy foundation brush. It's pretty dense, so it'll give you a good coverage. And then I'm going to go in with the Urban Decay All Nighter foundation. I'm using shade 1.0. This does oxidize, so you do want to go a shade lighter than you normally would. I could probably maybe go a shade darker, but to play it safe, I just went with one of the lighter colors that they had. So what I'll do is I'll do one side of my face first. That way you guys can see the difference in the coverage. And you can see it's kind of drying pretty fast. So you can definitely see the difference between the two sides of my face. This one being that you can see the hyperpigmentation, and this one, it's pretty covered up. You can even see like it helped cover up the under eye circles. Like I said, I'd probably go like one shade darker. This does oxidize though. After a couple of minutes you'll start to see it get a little bit darker. But I'm going to go back in and contour and highlight, so that should kind of help even everything out. So I figured I would do the rest of my face makeup on camera. That way you guys could see how everything kind of blends in with each other. So I'm going to start highlighting. I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape. And I'm using a brush with this since I already started out using a brush. That way it doesn't cause any problems or anything. So you can see I was able to blend the concealer in with a brush. I just gently tapped it in to blend it in. I didn't do anything super rough because I feel like if I did, that it would probably either cause the product to cake up or cause movement, and that's when you're going to start seeing like the layers of foundation kind of come up and you'll start to see your actual skin underneath, which I don't want. But I feel like if you are careful enough, you can definitely put other liquid products on top. I probably wouldn't contour with a cream contour or blush or anything like that. I'd probably do more powder, but you do have to be careful with powder. Since I'm not too oily, I'm not going to powder my face because I don't want to add extra powder on and just create a mess. So since this is more matte, I feel like I can get away with doing a powder contour on top. So I'm going to move on to that. So before I do that, I'm actually going to set with just a tiny bit of powder and a very loose, fluffy brush. And I mean just a tiny bit of powder. So you can also see that the foundation is a little bit lighter than my concealer that I used to highlight with, and you can see that the foundation's oxidized a little bit more, so it's a little bit darker than when I first applied. So now I'm going to go in and contour with the Tarte's Pro Glow palette. I'm using the powder contour color, which is Sculpt. And I'm just going to press this into the skin. I'm not going to sit there and swirl it around because that will cause movement, so I'm just lightly going to go in and press it into the skin. So you can actually see by me contouring and highlighting how it just kind of brought everything together, so it doesn't appear to be that I'm using a super light foundation. So that helped a little bit. Now I'm going to put on a powder blush. I'm using Lancome's Blushing Trésor. And it's this nice, like, it almost has like gold reflex in it, but it's like a peachy pink blush. So now I'm going to use the Tarte's Pro Glow palette, and I'm going to add some of the illuminator to my face. I'm going to use Fire and Lit mixed together. So that just brought a little bit of glow back into the face. I'm going to finish the eyes and that will complete the look, and I guess I should add some lips too, but I will be back in a minute. So this is the complete look. I didn't do anything else to my face. All I did was finish my eyes up and add lips. I did spray the All Nighter setting spray from Urban Decay. I will zoom in so you guys can actually see the skin a little bit more. With any foundation, you're always going to see texture. I kind of noticed my pores a little bit more in this foundation, but like I said, I'm on the dry side, so it's kind of expected because this is a mattifying foundation. It's not a dewy foundation. But I don't think it looks bad. I actually like the coverage. I like the way it looks on film. I like the way it looks in person. But also remember, nobody should be this close to your face. So make sure, like, just remember that. So, of course, I'm going to see my pores in every like little thing because that's what I'm used to seeing. That's what I'm going to see compared to somebody else that isn't going to be looking so close up to me. So I'm going to zoom in just so you guys can see. So you can see a little bit of the texture a little bit more. I don't know how well this is going to show up on camera, but it's something that's going to happen no matter what with anything that's mattifying on my skin. For somebody that's more oily, you're probably not going to notice that as much, especially if your skin isn't as textured there. But I mean, even like I have fine lines in my forehead and it doesn't look bad at all. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something. If you have the foundation at home and you didn't really care for it, I hope you pick it back up and try it again. Let me know if you do and your results, because I would love to hear feedback of whether it worked for you or not. If there's any videos that you guys want to see that are like makeup related, like tutorials or reviews, I think I'm going to start doing more reviews because that seems to be like what really gets people's attention. I know that gets my attention, so I am going to start trying to do more of those. I'm even debating on doing some vlogs over the summer, like, because I have some kind of cool stuff I guess that's going on over the summer, so maybe I'll do like an actual vlog, like get a little bit more personal again. I don't know. Whatever you guys want to see, just let me know. Just nothing weird. But yeah, you can leave anything down in the comments below. I will put a whole description of everything that I use. I'll try to put a description with the brushes too, because I keep forgetting to do that. And if you want to find me on other social media platforms, I'm on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. I just got more into Twitter. I don't even want to say more into Twitter. I'm just trying to get more into Twitter because I've had one for so long. So I'm trying to use that too. All of my social media platform names are the same, so it's all Hype Christine. Thanks again for watching. I have to go do some cleaning at my apartment. Y'all can watch more videos. I don't know what you're gonna do, but enjoy the rest of your day, evening, morning. I'll see you guys around. Bye.